paroling down to Rio. Tube of mustache wax helps me keep a stiff upper lip. A short beard. Well, imagine that. No navigation paper.
Well, now that you got that settled, four-flusher, go do your gold bricklaying somewhere else. I'm busy.
Don't ruffle me. I was going anyway. Have to take my brother to a tree surgeon this afternoon. Very unusual case. Wooden leg with varicose veins. Well, good day, Poop Deck.
Take a look at them charts again. Australia, New Zealand, Society Island. Aha, the Society Island. That's the place for me. Top hats, white ties, and grass skirts. That's right. Come in.
Mr. McGee, my dear sir, I'm certainly glad to find you in. Remember me? Mr. Fiditch of Fiditch.
Hold it, Bud. Certainly I remember you. And for handling this legacy for me, I'm your friend to the last Fiditch.
Yeah.
You know what I plan to do, Bud? Stock up my yacht for a long cruise.
Please, will you listen to me for a moment? This is important.
Maybe stop off at... Huh? What's the matter? Don't tell me something's happened to my yacht.
No, not that. Nothing has happened.
Oh, boy, that's a relief. You had me scared there for a minute, Bud. Though I'm too much of a sailor at heart to get panicky a trifle. In fact, there's always been sailor's blood in the McGee family, Fiditch.
Yes, Mr.
Why,
McGee.
when I was just a little snookums, I felt a strange longing in my soul, urging me toward the sea. Urging. Sea Urchin McGee, I was known as in them days.
Yes, but...
Sea Urchin McGee, smartest skipper of the southern seaboard, shrewdly scanning the skies for a sight of a stormy signal to send my schooner scurrying for safety to shelter of the shipyard, scooting into the swish and spray to save sinking sailors from the sinister sharks swishing silently through the salty surf of the seven seas, and the subject to sea-going sagas from sad Sardinia's sandy shore to the silken sails of Singapore.
Come, Mr. McGee. Let's have no more of this nautical nonsense.
What do you mean, nonsense, Fiditch? Just wait till you feel the old Billy B rolling along in the Gulf Stream. Why, you'll want to spend the rest of your life aboard my boat.
But, my dear sir, this is all a horrible mistake. And I freely confess my mistake.
Huh? What? Mistake? What you mean?
I mean the Billy B.
Huh?
That was a typographical error in the will, McGee.
What? You mean Uncle Tyke didn't leave me his boat?
No, he left you his goat.
Hey, goat. That's pretty interesting thing to leave somewhere. How do you know you got a facility to take care of it? Just being wild and eat the shit out of everything.
Fibber will be back in just a moment.
Not...
Now, we want to urge you again to take advantage of the special money-saving sale on giant-sized cans of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. You thrifty housewives won't want to miss this opportunity to buy several cans of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Glow Coat while you can get 1/3 more for your money. Now, this special offer is necessarily limited, so act at once. Tell your dealer you want the special giant-sized cans of both Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. These big cans contain 1 pound and 1/3, or 1 pint and 1/3. You pay only for 1 pound or 1 pint. The 1/3 extra is free. The 1/3 extra is free. Hardware, grocery, paint, drug, and department stores are featuring these giant pints and pounds of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Now, we don't want you to be disappointed, so buy several cans tomorrow without fail while you can still get them.
So you spent twice as much because it's on sale. So then they reduced the size last year, and now get more goods. I don't have more shit.
Folks, we want to thank our
Went off
special
the
guest,
market.
Billy B, for appearing
Started
on our show
ruining
tonight.
people's cars.
Come over here, Billy, and take a bow.
False advertising.
I don't know what I ever done to Uncle Tyke that he should give you to me, but... Hey, wait a minute. I'll say this for the old boy. At least he didn't cut me off without a cent. Good night, folks.
What are the clothes?
Speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow The makers of Johnson's Wax, the Johnson Self-Polishing Glow Coat, present Fibber McGee and Company with Jim Jordan as Fibber, Donald Notice, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. And tonight, we're delighted to welcome to this program the listeners to 27 stations of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. We open the show tonight with A Shine on Your Shoe. Of real importance to any housewife. This is the week when millions of women are making their homes bright and attractive for Easter Day. If you're wise, you'll start with your floors. Give them new beauty with Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. You know, of course, how easy it is to apply Glow Coat. It takes only a few minutes to do a whole floor. You don't even have to soil your hands. No rubbing or buffing is necessary. Glow Coat dries in 20 minutes to a wonderful gleaming polish that everyone admires. Right now, there's a special sale on Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat and Johnson's Wax. Ask your dealer for the giant-sized cans that give you 1/3 more for your money. A pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3 for the regular price of 1 pint or 1 pound. It'll pay you to go to the store tomorrow morning and get a supply of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in the money-saving giant-sized cans. Contentment reign over the McGee menage today. Our hero has just had a good breakfast and is lingering over his second cup of coffee and the morning papers. And here in the dining room at 79 Wistful Vista, we find Fibber, Japers, Crapers. Where'd you get those papers, McGee?
What's all this stuff about them college students swallowing live goldfish? Bet they're just trying to wiggle out of examinations. Well. Maurice Chevalier expected to make American comeback. Well, good for you, Maurice. You can do it, too, if you try hard and keep a stiff lower lip. Come in. Oh, hi, Harpo. Have a cup of coffee?
Did you make it?
Yep.
No, thanks. Say, I see you've got the morning papers. Did you read about that collector of antique furniture who's in town, Junior C. Fotgill?
No, what about him?
Well, I was just thinking. He's in town buying up old furniture, and I thought you might make a little dough. Your furniture's pretty old, isn't it?
Well, now, say it is at that. I wonder if
Look at that old sofa of yours in the living room, and that four-poster bed you have upstairs. Didn't you tell me that Napoleon once slept on that bed?
Well, sure I did. That's what the dealer told me. Judging from the bumpy mattress that come with it, I'll bet Napoleon's horse slept on it, too. Say, I bet I can sell that guy some stuff at that.
Well, I thought you'd be interested. Of course, I don't know if your stuff is antique.
Oh, don't worry about that there, Harpo. By the time he gets here, it'll look antique. Sure you won't have a cup of coffee, Harpo?
No, thanks. It smells too strong for me. Mm-hmm. How do you make coffee, anyway?
Well, how does anybody make good coffee? I get a can of coffee, take the cover off, dump half the coffee out, and fill the can up with boiling water. Makes enough coffee for 8 or 10 days if you warm it up good.
Well, what do you do with the coffee you have left? Throw it out or use it for fly spray?
That's no good for that. I tried that, Harpo. It's no good for fly spray. It eats holes in the draperies. Well, thanks for tipping me off to Fothergill, Harpo. And say, if you're going past the hotel, you drop a hint to this antique collector Fothergill guy and see if tell him I got a house full of antiques.
I'll do that, Fibber. I owe you a favor for not insisting that I have a cup of that sheep's dip. So long, pal.
Well, now, let's see. Now, how can I make this furniture look antiquer than it is? I better scratch it up a little. Maybe shoot some wormholes into it with a shotgun. Boy, won't Molly be happy when she comes home and finds I got rid of all this old junk. That ain't Fothergill, folks. We ain't built up enough suspense yet. Come in.
Hello there, Johnny. Want any fresh eggs today?
No thanks, old-timer.
Hey?
I says, no, we don't want any eggs. Not on this show. We lay our own.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, see, says, I see where Jim Farley might run for vice president. That so, says t'other feller. Vice president ain't much of a job for a feller like Farley, is it? No, says the first feller. But if you start out as a mailman, you gotta expect to hold the bag. Sure you don't want any eggs, John? I fed one of my hens on violets this week, and she laid some nice purple ones for Easter.
No thanks.
All righty.
Laid purple eggs for Easter. I wonder if she laid any for that old buzzard. He's got a face that would stop a cluck. Oh, well, let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, yes, I got to get this furniture ready. I'll bust the glass in that desk so it'll look a little older. That looks more antique. Tear the upholstery a little on this footstool. Yeah. Rip that right leg off this footstool. Oh, they cut down the old pine tree, and they hauled it away. Come in. Hello, Fibber. What are you doing? Oh, kicking the furniture around, Billy. There's an antique buyer in town, and I'm adding a few years to the life of all my stuff. It looks battered enough now. Are you familiar with antiques? Oh, yes, enough anyway. For instance, you see that love seat there? That's a genuine, authentic antique, William. That's the very love seat where Paul Revere proposed to Cleopatra. Go on. Cleopatra was 1,000 years older than Paul Revere. Oh, well, what difference does it make if they really loved each other? There's a lot of romance in a piece of furniture like that there, Billy. Can't you just imagine a young lover sitting there on pins and needlepoint? Well, never mind that. How about hearing Don Novus sing This Night? Well, that'll be swell, Billy. Let him go ahead while I load my shotgun. Your shotgun? Yeah, I got to shoot a few wormholes in this furniture. That's a trick I learned from my grandfather, William. He was an antique dealer. Poor old guy. What happened to him? Oh, he tried to saw the legs off his old secretary, and she swore out a warrant. This Night. Take it, Don.
Made for dreaming. This night was fashioned for you. This night my arms enfold you. My eyes have told you that I adore you. This night filled with music, my heart will always love something for sweet remembrance. This night will be my
Nice going, Don. You can sing This Night for me any day.
Well, thanks, Fibber. But please don't point that shotgun at me.
Oh, don't worry about that shotgun. It ain't loaded. I was just going to show...
Gee, that was wonderful, Fibber. You knocked out the front window. What could you do with a loaded gun?
We all make mistakes.
Most people don't make more than one with a shotgun.
Oh, so you don't think I know anything about firearms, eh? I guess you didn't know I used to be a champion skeet shooter.
No, did you?
Well, sure I did. Well, I used to go out in the morning with my dog and gun and come back just loaded down with skeets. They was good eating, too. A little gamey, but good.
You ever try a clay pigeon with wild rice?
Now you're joshing me, no.
Well, what were you going to use the shotgun for anyway?
I'm going to shoot some wormholes in the furniture to make it look more antiquer. Sit down, Don, and watch me.
No, thanks. I've been allergic to shotguns ever since I was a kid and stole watermelons. The farmers used to fire rock salt at us.
Did you ever get hit?
Yes, once.
I thought so. They say the best way to tame a bird is to put salt on it. Oh, you going, Don?
Yeah, I gotta go. See you later.
Okay. Let's see now. I better start with the piano. I'll saw the top off that so it'll look like an old-fashioned melodeon. And they cut down the old Steinway, which made it much harder to play. I'm going to have a fine bunch of antiques here very shortly. Now, if I can look at. Oh, what's that? Geez, that couldn't be Fothergill. He wouldn't be riding up on a horse. Or maybe he expects to jockey me on the price. Come in. Well, for goodness sakes, a Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman. What you want, tall, dark, and handsome?
Are you Fibber McGee, sir?
Yes, I am, Bud, but what's he got?
Well, I'm Sergeant Wilcox, sir, of the Mounted.
Oh.
Just drove down to welcome you to the Canadian network tonight.
Oh, thanks.
Hands across the border and all that sort of thing, you know?
Well, thanks, Sergeant. It's nice to know there's two countries who can reach their hands across the border without shaking their fists at each other. Certainly appreciate your coming in.
Well, I'm delighted, sir. And may I ask what you're doing with a saw and hammer?
I'm antiquing some furniture, Bud. Getting ready to sell some old stuff to a collector.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting lot of stuff. Say, those old manuscripts on the desk there should be worth a lot. May I see them? Why, a collection of old jokes, isn't it? Imagine anyone laughing at those old quips.
Hey, put that down, Bud. That's our next week's program.
Sorry, sir.
You familiar with our show up there, Sergeant?
Oh, yes. Splendid product you have, too, old man.
Okay.
Though it makes hard work for us policemen.
Well, how can that be? Johnson's wax makes work a lot easier.
No, not for us. Why, just last month, I trailed a criminal for 300 miles. Just as I was closing in on him, he walked through a house in Saskatchewan and disappeared.
Disappeared? Is that
Yes.
that one?
Yes. The owners of the house had used Johnson's wax, and we couldn't find a single fingerprint on the furniture or woodwork or a single footprint on the floor.
I suppose you heard about the special limited offer Johnson's Wax has on sale now. A giant-sized can, paste or liquid, with an extra third free.
No, but I'll speak to Inspector McTavish about it. He's a rare one for a bargain.
Inspector McTavish, eh? Wonder if he's the same one I worked with when I was a mounted policeman up there.
Oh, were you a Mountie?
Was I? You mean to say you never heard of me up there?
Yeah.
Why, shucks, Sergeant. I was once known from Vancouver to Quebec for my capers up there. Canadian Capers McGee, I was known as in them days. Canadian Capers McGee, the coolest, cleverest, crimson-coated cop who ever crept carefully through the keen, cutting cold to capture a crook, continually cantering across country to crack a conspiracy or keep constant control of criminals coming into Canada, and the continent's craftiest constable from Columbia's colossal trees to the colorful caverns of Lake Louise. Yes, sir, and the way I used to run out of the barracks and leap onto the back of my horse for my dead run was something to see. Say, you got your horse outside there?
Yes, sir. Tethered to the porch, sir.
Well, open the door and I'll show you how I used to leap into the saddle.
Well, I'd like to see it, sir.
Well, here I go. Watch this.
Oh, good heavens. What happened, sir?
Oh, what do you mean, what happened? There ain't no horse out there.
Oh, no, sir, not out there. I tied the animal to the back porch.
Oh, dear.
Sorry you misunderstood. Well, I must be going now, sir. Welcome to Canada, old man.
Oh.
Cheerio.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. First time I ever been saddle sore without even being on a horse. Well, I better get busy before old Fothergill comes to look at my antique. Holy cut down the old pine tree and they hauled it away to the mills. Say, this stuff is beginning to look like something. Maybe I better check up and see if old Fothergill is really coming over here before I batter up any more of this stuff. Call him up. Hello, operator. Give me the commercial house. I want... Oh, is that you, Mert? Hi, Mert. Fibber McGee. How's everything, Mert? Say, I seen your brother on the street this morning. Yeah, he sure looked proud in that new sweater of his with the big HC on it. Where's he going to school, Mert? Harvard College? Huh? Oh, House of Correction. Say, give me the commercial house, will you, Mert? Thanks. Oh, they chopped down the old pine tree and hauled it away. Hello? Commercial house? Let me talk to Mr. Junius P. Fothergill, will you? Yeah. He's gone out where? To see a man named McGee. Uh-oh. Well, never mind. Oh, boy, he's on his way. Hot dog. Come in, Fothergill.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McGee?
Hi, Uppy. I mistook you for an antique collector. Guy named Junius P. Fothergill. I expect him over here any minute.
Oh, really? Well, now, that's exactly what I wanted to see you about, Mr. McGee. You see, I'm telling him a few pieces of my own collection. You know, the Uppington family is simply full of antiques.
Uppy, you just issued an engraved invitation to a wise crack there, but I ain't got the heart. Did you come over here to tell me about Fothergill?
Oh, no, Miss McGee. You remember that footstool you borrowed from me last week?
The footstool? Oh, yes, the footstool. Shucks, I kind of forgot that was yours, Uppy.
Oh, my relative.
Yes,
Oh, good heavens, Miss McGee. Why, you've ruined it. And that's been an Uppington heirloom for generations.
Oh.
Why, there hasn't been a heel in our family that hasn't rested on that footstool. Really, Mr. McGee, how could you?
Oh, it wasn't hard. I just took the hammer and went to it. But you just leave it to me, Uppy. I'll sell it for you for a lot more than you could.
Oh, dear. Well, all right. I don't mean to be a silly girl about it, Mr. McGee, but I do hope you know what you're doing.
Trust me, Uppy. I know my antiques. For instance, you see that little wooden clock up on the wall there?
Oh, yes. Cuckoo, isn't it?
Little, but it's cute. My great-great-grandfather made that clock, Uppy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was always tinkering with clocks. Made one for a friend of his once, a barber, and put a little hen into it instead of a cuckoo. And every morning the little door would fly open and the little hen would pop out and say, cut, 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 cut. And the barber would get up and go to work.
Well, now, that's very interesting. But do you think Mr. Fothergill will be...
Quiet, Uppy. I want to hear how that cuckoo clock sounds. It's going to strike. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Well, imagine that. Wasn't that clever, Grandpa? You put a quartet in it. What you going to sing, kids? The cuckoo and the clock. Okay, give it the works. That was great, Four Notes. Remind me to give you a little extra bird seed this week. Well, I guess I better get back to work.
Oh, I cut down the coffee table to make it as old as I was able. Oh, I cut the... Better hide these tools. Come in.
Oh, hello there, Fizzer. Why is your face being so full of perspiration?
I've been working, Nick. I've been aging my furniture. Going to sell it to a big antique collector.
I don't mean to tell you.
Yeah, I've been kind of doctoring it up so it'll look older.
Well, for script's sake, would you be guilty of deceiving an appearance for the sakes of making a profit, Fizzer?
Why, certainly, wouldn't you?
Sure, every time.
Incidentally, Nick, have you got any antiques? Any period furniture?
Period furniture? Oh, sure. We're having a little stuffed over Sioux City, that is.
A little what?
A little stuffed over Sioux City.
Stuffed over Sioux City? Oh, you mean an overstuffed Davenport. Stuffed over Sioux City.
Sure. Well, I stand connected. I knew it as being someplace in Iowa, but this little stuffed over Davenport is being a nice thing, Fizzer. It has got upholstery with polka dots all over it. There has been enough periods in that one pieces of furniture to make a great...
No. By period furniture, Nick, we mean, like William and Mary, and Hepplewhite, and Colonial, and Early American, Louis the 14th, and all stuff like that there.
Oh, but I think that is all being a lot of saucy apples, Fizzer. If a chair is being a good place to sit on, what difference is it making whether it is William and Marion, Early Colloquial, Heppelputz, or Lousy the 14th?
I'm afraid you just don't appreciate nice things, Nick.
Yes, it would be a nice thing if I appreciated nice things, but I haven't, so I don't. But speaking of the furniture, it is like I was saying to Mrs. DePopulis last night, when she is saying she would like to go downtown and buy a new ornamental rug.
Oriental.
Why not? Anyway, when she is saying that to me, I'm saying, listen, Mrs. DePopulis, I'm saying, while she is having the radio on very loud and listening to the Lone Range Finder. Listen, Mrs. DePopulis, I'm saying, and then she is turning the radio to hear Robert Cray.
Robert Cray? Oh, you mean Bob Hope?
Oh, well, Hope and Cray, what is the difference?
Well, what did you tell Mrs. DePopulis about buying the Oriental rug?
Nothing. Just then she's getting some pretty music by the Philadelphia Symphony Orchestra and is motioning me to be quiet with the rolling pin. So I guess I'll know when I'm well off to the drugstore to buy me some cigars. Well, so long, Fizzer. Don't forget to come and see us sometime. Anytime you're dropping in, pass by.
Well, I guess I'm just about all set for old Fothergill. I'll take one more whack at that easy chair. Uh-oh. I bet that's him. Come in.
How do you do? Do you need any socks?
Not now, sis. The show's nearly over. We could have used some in the first 20 minutes.
Well, you don't understand. I represent the Wilkie Silky Socky Corporation, and I'm taking orders for our new spring line. May I show you some samples?
No, thanks, sis. I go barefoot starting 1st of May.
Well, don't stub your toe, Junior.
Yeah. Wilkie Silky Socky Corporation. I should have told her I represented the Johnsy Wansy Waxy Company. Oh, I better get these splinters picked up before Fothergill gets hurt. I'll have to take up a collection to buy our sound effect man some new knuckles. Come in.
Good day, sir. Mr. McGee, I believe?
You betcha, Bud. You the gentleman who wanted to look at the furniture?
Yes, I am. How did you know?
Oh, I've been expecting you. Have a cigar?
Thank you. I have one.
You got two? Thanks.
They tell me you have a very valuable collection of antiques here, Mr. McGee.
Oh, I have. Very valuable.
What would you estimate its value, Mr. McGee?
Oh, I don't know, Bud. Aside from the sentimental value, I'd say it was worth at least, well, in the neighborhood of, roughly speaking, about, well, at a guess, somewhere near, well, what would you say?
Well, I'd much rather you put your own price on it, McGee.
You would? Oh, that's swell. Well, now you take that desk there. I'd say about $3,000 for that one piece.
3,000? Is that all?
Is it? Well, that's without the drawers, of course. With the drawers, I'd say $5,000. Now, how about that footstool, Bud? That's interesting, ain't it?
Oh, yes, it certainly is very interesting. Fairly modern, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's a genuine Uppington. I know the Uppington family personally. Remember the old furniture designers, Uppington, Downworthy, and Roundweather?
Their trademark was up, down, and around. That footstool is worth at least $2,000, Bud.
Is that so? Well, that seems like a fair price.
It does? Well, what do you think of the rest of the stuff, Bud?
Well, frankly, I don't know when I've seen such a motley collection of furniture.
I guess you know your stuff, Bud. There ain't a piece in the lot that ain't a genuine motley.
Yeah, that's very good. Or is it? Now, what value would you place on the entire lot, McGee?
The whole mess, eh? Well, frankly, Bud, I'm making the estimate low on account of you seem to be a nice guy. Let's make it a fair and square 20,000. No, 25,000. That's it. That's my final figure.
That's very fair. I'll settle for 25,000.
Don, we better close the deal quick because this stuff is getting more antique every minute.
Yes. Deal? What deal?
Well, you're buying this stuff, ain't you?
Buying it? Why, no. Who do you think I am?
Ain't you Fothergill, the antique collector?
No, I'm Wallaby, the tax assessor.
The tax one of the...
Be back in just a moment. We know that all you women are thinking about spring house cleaning, so it's a good time to remind you again of the special sale of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in giant-sized cans that gives you 1/3 more for your money. It's important that you make your home clean and attractive for spring, and that you protect your prized possessions from dirt and wear. Remember, it's very much to your advantage to buy Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat now, while you can get the special giant-sized cans that contain a pint and 1/3 or a pound and 1/3 and yet cost no more than the regular pint or pound sizes. Now, if you can't go to your dealer, phone him in the morning and ask for the money-saving giant-sized cans of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. When the present supply of these giant cans is exhausted, there won't be any more, and we don't want you to be disappointed.
Has already welcomed our new listeners tonight on the Canadian network, and I want to extend a welcome on behalf of our little company and myself. We hope our northern neighbors will enjoy our shows and will join us each Tuesday night from now on. Incidentally, our next week's broadcast is our 200th program for Johnson's Wax, and we're happy to announce that we'll have another visit from our old friend, Zazu Pitt. Good night, folks.
Speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program. Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat presents Fibber McGee and Company with Jim Jordan as Fibber, Donald Novis, the Four Notes, our special guests Zazu Pitt and Billy Mills Orchestra. Our 200th show opens with You Do Something to Me. The sun streams through the windows these early spring days, it reminds us that our floors and linoleum need extra attention. Fortunately, it's the easiest thing in the world to make floors sparkle and gleam like new with Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. This remarkable liquid polish goes on in a jiffy, dries in 20 minutes to a grand polish, and requires no rubbing or buffing. Right now, while you're thinking about spring cleaning, you'll be glad to know that there's a special sale of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in giant-sized cans, which give you 1/3 more for your money. A pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3, for the price of only a pint or a pound. Now, the supply of these giant-sized cans is strictly limited, so it will pay you to buy both Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat while they're on sale at a bargain price. Mail carriers is vacationing this week, and who do you suppose is taking his place? Yes, and here coming down the street, bent double by the weight of a big leather bag, we find not Santa Claus, not the junk dealer, not the Sandman, but Fibber, have you written to your mother, McGee?
Boy, is this bag heavy. What this country needs is more illiterate people.
Good morning, mailman. Have you a letter for me?
What's your name, sis?
You'll find it on the letter.
Oh. Yeah, there was one, but I left it several doors down the street.
What number?
You'll find it on the house.
Thank you.
See now, number 726 Oak Street. Mailman.
Oh, good morning.
I'm sorry, Bud. There's nothing for you folks today.
Okay.
Postcard from Palm Springs to Mr. Joe Frizzle. Says, have lovely room at hotel here, next door to cute honeymoon couple. Having fine time, wish you could hear. Oh, yes. Here's a letter for Angus McTavish at 923. Mr. McTavish, there's a letter for you.
Thank you, laddie.
Hey, hold on. There's 1 cent postage due on that.
What? Only 1 cent? Glory be, my brother Jock got his raise. Thank you, laddie.
Good for Brother Jock. 2 more raises, and he can send 1 special delivery. Oh, hello, Billy.
Hello, Fibber. Say, is this really your 200th show for Johnson's Wax?
Yes, it is, Billy, and when you stop to think of it, 200 broadcasts means an awful lot of jokes.
That's what somebody said to me this morning.
What'd they say, William?
He said, my, that's a lot of awful jokes, isn't it?
That ain't what What's Don Nova's going to sing, Bill?
Heaven can wait. Incidentally, how do you like carrying mail?
Well, it ain't heaven on the feet, if you know what I mean. My right foot is almost numb, and my left foot... Oh, dad dread it, there goes my other arch. You have Don sing, Billy, while I take this mailbag off and rest myself. Oh, wait a minute. There's a postcard for you from Austria.
Must be from my old music teacher in Vienna.
No, I read it, and it's from a guy named Wolfgang Mozart. He wants you to play his number, the Magic Flute.
Mozart? Why, he died in 1791.
Oh, I suspected as much. I found this card in the dead letter office. Now, go ahead, Billy. Boys, tune up your harps for Heaven Can Wait. Take it, Donald.
Just being here with you and breathing the air you do. Heaven can wait. Darling, it's true. This is paradise. Gazing at all your charms. It's heavenly in your arms. Heaven can wait. You must be an angel.
That was Heaven Can Wait, sung by Donald Novus, one of our angels with dirty faces. Don, please accept my heartfelt thanks for that beautiful number.
I get paid too, don't I?
Oh, yes. If Heaven can wait, who are you?
And another thing, that wasn't a very nice thing to say about me, having a dirty face. My face isn't dirty.
Let's see your neck and ears. Folks, I was wrong. He ain't an angel with a dirty face. He's a nice, clean little devil. What you got there, Don?
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a telegram for you.
Oh, well, let's see who it's from. Oh, well, listen to this, fellas. It's from Jack Benny. It says, Dear Fibber, stop. Understand this is your 200th broadcast for Johnson's Wax. Stop. I wonder why he didn't finish it.
He did.
Oh, trying to get my goat, huh? Just for that, I'll send Fred Allen a fan letter. Well, I gotta get going with this mail. So long, Don.
So long, postcard, Papa.
Fine spirit around here for a big anniversary show. You'd think they'd be more complimentary to us. Hey there, mailman. Hey, letter carrier. What's on your mind, Bud? Are you delivering any window envelopes? Window envelopes? Why, sure, this bag is full of them. Why? Well, would you mind if I sneak a little look, if I looked at some of them? I'm sorry, Bud, that's against the postal regulations. You can't read anybody else's mail. Well, okay, thanks just the sake. Much obliged, anyway. Hey, wait a minute. What's the idea of wanting to look at the window envelopes? Oh, I'm just a guy just a fellow I'm a peeping Tom. Peeping Tom. He's a jerking Joseph. See, now, I better sort out the rest of the mail for this block. Here's a letter for Harpo Wilcox. Wonder where he lives. Oh, well, just to save time, folks, he lives right here.
Good morning, mailman. Oh, is that you, Fibber?
Oh, quit acting, Wilcox. You made the opening announcement. You know darn well it's me.
All right. I was just endeavoring to establish a certain dramatic verisimilitude.
Well, if you what?
I was endeavoring to establish a certain dramatic verisimilitude.
Harpo, it's guys like you that make censorship necessary. You know how some people are. If they can't understand something, it can't be decent. Here's a letter for you.
Thanks. Well, say, isn't this a nice letter?
I don't know. I didn't read it. The paper was too thick, even when I held it up to the sun.
Listen, it says, my dear nephew. It's from my aunt.
You don't say. Well, who else would you call my dear nephew?
My uncle would.
Oh, yeah? Well, go on ahead.
All right. It says, my dear nephew.
My dear nephew.
Congratulations on your 200th broadcast for Johnson's Wax. You've done a wonderful job. I listen every Tuesday night to Harlow, Wilcox and Company, and enjoy it very much. I'll enjoy it more, however, when I get my radio repaired, so I won't be getting a smart aleck named McGrew or something at the same time you're on the air. Keep up the good work, nephew.
Smart aleck named McGrew. Harlow, Wilcox and Company. Well, what else does she say, dear nephew? I'm afraid.
Oh, not much more. She said, I took your advice and bought some of the Johnson products in the special giant-sized cans with the extra third free while there are still some left. Your uncle and I are so pleased with your work that we're remembering you in our will.
Well.
Which do you want, the red heifer or the buggy with the fringe on the top? Your loving Aunt Teresa Titwillow, Box 47, Birdcage, Arkansas. Ah, good old Aunt Teresa.
Well, what's she going to take, Harpo, the heifer or the buggy?
Well, I don't know. It's a pretty sporty buggy. Got red wheels.
Yeah, but the heifer's got 2 horns.
Red wheels.
Well, I gotta be going, Harpo.
Okay, so long, pal.
My dear nephew. Poor. Ain't enough. I gotta have chains in my arches. I gotta have ants in my mailbag. Well, let's see now. Who's next?
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McGee? You're so nice to see you.
Hi, Mrs. Uppington. Here's a letter for you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. McGee. Tell me, don't you feel a beautiful surge of patriotism wearing the brave uniform of our brave mail carrier?
Yeah, but I had a tough time with my Easter delivery. At the end of the day, I had 6 more rabbits than I started out with. They must have declared a dividend. Say, I seen you leading them society people in the Easter parade, Uppy.
Oh, yes, and such fun, too, really.
Oh, right.
And Horatio looked simply devastating in his cutaway coat and silk hat. I told him he looked just like a banker.
Yes, he did to me, too. Like a banker in a two-bit poker game. You looked real handsome, all bundled up in that new fur coat, Uppy.
Oh, Mr. McGee.
In fact, the guy standing next to me says you look like a cute little rabbit.
Oh, he didn't, not really.
Well, them wasn't his exact words. What he actually says was, who's the dumb bunny up in front? No offense, of course. Oh, you gotta be going up here?
Yes, I have to go, Miss McGee. You see, I'm attending a luncheon with the girls I used to know in finishing school. Oh, and I'm so afraid they're going to twist me about the time I pinned Francis X. Bushman's picture to my dressing table. I guess I was just a silly, brazen girl in those days. Well, goodbye. Good night.
I'll bet she played All-American STEM on the daisy chain, too. Now, let's see now.
Telegram for Fibber McGee. Telegram. Will you sign here, please?
Oh, thanks, bud. I'd give you a tip, but I ain't got anything smaller than a dime.
Well, you better save that so if it rains, you can crawl under it.
Gosh, kid. Wonder who this one's from. Well, from Bob Hope. Hope you have successful 200th broadcast for Johnson's Wax. Hope we continue to follow you on the same network, same evening, with our marvelous show starring Bob Hope and expensive guest stars. Stop. Hope you are reading this out loud. Stop. Hope. What does he mean, expensive guest stars? I suppose he thinks Zazu Pitts just works here to pay off an old gambling debt or something. Oh, that reminds me, I got a letter for her. Must be somebody home. I seen the window curtain wiggle. Maybe she thinks I'm a peddler. Hey, inside there. You want any mail?
Oh, I certainly do. Any mail.
Yeah. Our old friend Zazu Pitts again. Hi, sis.
Oh, hello, mister. Won't you come in and have a cup of tea and a piece of cake, or just a cup of tea, or won't you just come in?
Oh, no, lady.
No, thanks, sis. I just wanted to give you these 3 letters.
Oh, dear me. 3 letters. And from the Orange Blossom Matrimonial Bureau, too.
Matrimonial Bureau? Well, why don't you open your letters and see if Cupid didn't dig a dart into some ding-dong daddy? Wow.
All right, I will. But I don't believe it's any use. I just got a feeling I'm going to fall for some wolf in sheep's clothing with his smooth ways and city talk. And it's a wonderful feeling. Excuse me while I read my mail, mister.
What's that one say?
He says the photograph I sent him looks just like Hedy Lamarr.
Oh, he did, eh? Gee, that's kind of flattering. He certainly knows women.
No, he doesn't. It was really a picture of Gail Patrick. Somehow I don't seem to take a good glamorous picture, mister. I had some taken once with real soft focus, you know, behind a gauze screen and all. And some man asked me for 12 dozen of them.
12 dozen? He must have been running a temperature.
No, he was running a shooting gallery. He wanted them for targets. Let's see this next letter. Oh, dear.
What's that one?
It's from a man who saw my advertisement. He says he thinks I'm just the girl for him if I have $10,000 in the bank and can handle a gang plow.
A gigolo in gum boots. Well, try the next one, sis.
All right, but I just know it's no use. I've been throwing myself at men so long, I feel like an adagio dancer.
Uh-oh. That guy enclosed a railroad ticket. Where's the ticket to, sis?
Poison Gulch, Texas. It's from a cowboy.
Oh.
He says if I marry him, he'll give me a half interest in a Mexican saddle, a rattlesnake necklace, and a guitar. Mister, I'm engaged.
Well, congratulations, sis. May all your little dogies get along.
No, thank you, mister. Dear me, I'm so flustered, I hardly know what to do. I guess I better go up in the attic and see if I can find that old army cot.
Army cot? Ain't that saddle bum got any bumps in his ranch house?
Oh, I wasn't thinking of that. It was the trip out there. That railroad ticket he sent me is only good in the cattle car. Yippee! I'm a bride!
Cattle car ticket. You want to do that? Get right cattle, but pretty cheap.
Every road has a turning. That's one thing you're learning. I cried for you. What a fool I
I used to be. Oh, I found two eyes just a little bit bluer. I found the heart a little bit truer. I cry for you. Now it's your turn to cry over me. Why, that's the reason I remember other days. How I used to weep over things you said to me. I couldn't even sleep. You forgot your promises, every single vow. All you did was laugh at me. Things are different now. I cried, oh, I cried for you. What a fool I used to be to dream. I found two eyes just a little bit bluer. Found a heart just a little bit truer. I cry for you. Now it's your turn to cry. Your turn to cry. Your turn to cry over me. That was the four notes singing I Cried for You. And a nice, cheerful little earful it was, too, kid. Well, I got to deliver the rest of this mail if I ever expect it.
Whoops.
Talk about your dramatic verisimilliator. Here I am out in the street and the phone rings. Oh, well, I'll answer it anyway. Hello?
I'd like to speak to Mr. McGee, please. You, he?
Yes, I have he said. What is it?
Telegraph officer, I've been requested to send a telegram to you.
Oh, one of them singing telegrams. Okay, Flagstaff. Give out.
Are you ready?
Yes, hey, wait a minute. Who's it from?
Eddie Cantor Fan Club.
Oh, okay, well, go ahead.
Oh, here's to your 200 show. 200 weeks of banter. We don't perform a star, we know that we want cancer, we want cancer. And it's over.
So, they want canter, do they? Except the banjo-eyed tobacco auctioneer. Oh, here's a letter for old Boomer. Here's his boarding house. Hi, Boomer. Here's a letter for you.
Thank you, my boy, thank you. Wonder if it's important. Wait till I see what it is. Well, a round robin. Thank you, my young friend. And how is it that a prominent citizen of your eminence finds himself in a mailman's uniform? Seems hardly fitting, particularly around the prominence and the eminence.
Never mind my uniform, Boomer. Just tell Mrs. Uppington that I got a registered letter I forgot to give her.
Just give it to me, stamp pad, and I'll take care of it. Certainly will. Take care of it like it was my very own.
Why should I give her valuable mail to you? You'd have it steamed open in 5 minutes.
Oh, is that so? 5 minutes, eh? You hold an exalted view of the hot water situation in this boarding house, small fry. But never hesitate to give me Madame Uppington's mail. I hold the dear girl's power of attorney, you know.
I don't believe it. Let's see it.
Oh, why, certainly. Power of attorney. Power of attorney. I have it right here someplace. Let's see. Here's a sack of gold nuggets given to me for safekeeping by an old prospector up in Alaska. A sweet roll from a sourdough. Yes, postcard from an old pal of mine. Says he's just taken up geology, studying rocks at Atlanta.
Come on, Boomer, the power of attorney, if any.
Oh, yes, the power of attorney. Have it right here. Here's my bank statement for March. Looks like the census report for a midget village. All small figures. What's this? A newspaper clipping about a robbery in Memphis. Spelled my name wrong, too, Graham. Old pirate map. Oh, no, that's a picture of my father. And a short beer. Well, imagine that. No power of attorney.
I could have told you that before you started looking. Well, I got to deliver this mail. So long, Boomer.
Have to be going myself. Have to see a friend who was hurt in an accident. He was standing in front of a safe the other night, and it blew open. I must have had a draft in it. Well, good day, Baghdad.
That guy's so crooked he's got corrugated iron in his blood. Well, one more letter to deliver to old-timers, and then I'm through. Here we are. Tupper's throwing a wingding in there.
Hello there, Johnny. Come to join the fracas?
No thanks, old-timer. Just brung you this letter. It's my last delivery.
Hey!
I says I brung you a letter. Here, it was sent on from your last address. It says on it, forward party has moved, and you're as forward a party as I know.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, he says, see where Joe Louis is fighting a guy named Roper. That ain't the Secretary of Commerce, is it? No, says t'other feller, that's different Roper. Well, says the first feller, don't make any difference in the result if it's the same Louis. The difference between wrestling and prize fight promoters, Johnny, is one buys a pig and a poke, and the other one buys the poke and a pug.
Listen, old-timer, I'm getting tired of all this that ain't the way I heard it stuff. Shucks. No matter what the time or place, you always meet some smarty face who knows what score is made before the game is played. He knows the inside out and what the world is all about. There's always one around, and here's the way to sound. California has no rain. You can't tip porters on the train. This program takes a lot of brains.
That ain't the way I heard it.
That old fuddy-duddy.
Burgers dearly love a cop. A kid just hates a lollipop. Hell's a poppin', it's a flop.
That's certainly not the way I hear it.
How did you hear it, Mrs. Uppington?
Social leaders hate to be objects of publicity. From all photographers weekly.
But that ain't the way I heard it.
Sweet and low, Donald.
Billy Mills, our maestro, wrote this little ditty, note for note. He thinks he'll get Cole Porter's goat.
That's not the way I'm hearing it.
Have the Greeks got a word for it, Nick?
Sure, our listening man just takes to grunt. No Greek will run a restaurant. First thing, never start the front.
But that ain't the way I hear it. There's a catch in this one, folks.
The world is full of and such from folks who and too much. But never you drop while I touch.
But that ain't the way I hear it. The way I hear it, I'm known, I guess, from coast to coast as one who never bragged nor boast. Of modest guys, I am the most.
But that ain't the way I hear it.
That ain't the way I hear it. So, you see, old-timer, for 200 weeks of this Johnson's Wax show, I've been standing for your That Ain't the Way I Hear It. But during our next 200 broadcasts...
You're what, Johnny?
200.
Our next 200 shows for Johnson's Wax.
No way that said 200.
Well, what's so funny?
Oh, nothing. But as I said before, Johnny, that ain't the way
They're on the 200th episode. I'm on the 114th, so there's 86 missing. There's some 86 episodes. Lost in history. All known episodes.
Fibber will be back in just a moment. And now, we want to remind you again of the big sale on Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in giant-sized cans. This sale comes just at house cleaning time, when you need both wax and glow coat to give your home a clean and well-cared-for appearance. There are always a lot of extra household expenses in the spring, and we feel sure you'll appreciate this opportunity to save money on your purchases of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Be sure to ask your dealer tomorrow for the special giant-size can. A pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3, for the regular price of only a pint or a pound. Now, when these giant cans are gone, there won't be any more. So if it's not convenient for you to get to the store in the morning, why not telephone and order Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in the money-saving giant-size can.
Folks, we want to thank Zazu Fitz for helping us celebrate our 200th Johnson broadcast. Our 201st show next week is something pretty special, too, because, well, starting next Tuesday, it's Fibber McGee and Molly again.
Oh, Molly, what a nice show.
Good night, folks.
This is Marlo Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The Johnson Wax Program. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly.
Thank you, everybody. My, it's nice to be back.
Well, it's nice to have you back, Molly.
Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Wilcox? I want to go to work.
All right, Molly. We also have Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Fine and Dandy. Sure way to banish your spring cleaning blues. Let Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat put a grand shine on your floors and linoleum without any rubbing or buffing. There's no work to it at all, you know. You just pour the Glow Coat onto the clean floor, spread it around with a cloth or the long-handled applier, and in 20 minutes it dries to a beautiful glowing finish. Now, there's a special sale at your dealers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat right now. You can get both the regular wax and glow coat in giant-sized cans. When you buy a pound, you get a pound and 1/3. When you buy a pint, you get a pint and 1/3. Now, this sale is for a limited time only, so if you want to get 1/3 more for the regular price, we suggest that you phone your dealer the first thing tomorrow morning or go to the store and ask for Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in the special money-saving giant-sized can. Home again. And after looking over the household bills accumulated during her absence, she's a trifle flabbergasted. And here in the living room at 79 Wistful Vista, we find the defendant and the plaintiff in the case of income versus outgo, Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee, look at this milk bin. What on earth have you been doing? Sprinkling the lawn with it?
That is a little high, ain't it? Let's say we get a cow.
Why, who's milking?
Oh, you gotta milk them?
No, you just leave some empty bottles around the barn and then go out in the morning and rob the cows. You have to milk them. And how about this electric light bill?
Oh, is that high, too?
Is it high? Well, look at it. Looks like the annual report of the TVA.
Well, I was up late a couple of nights reading. Don't want me to be ignorant on current events, do you?
No, but what events have been worth this much turn? Now, look here, dearie. Answer the door.
Okay.
Insurance, man.
Hi.
45 cents, please.
45 cents for insurance? McGee, what is this?
I think
Plate glass insurance on your diamond lodge pin?
Unless it was 5, is it?
Now, listen, Molly, I took this out while you was gone. It's great stuff. You see, for only 45 cents a week, you get a complete coverage on being struck by lightning, being lost at sea, and tell her the other features, Bud.
I ate a big piece
yes,
last
do.
night.
Well, madam, this policy also covers you against capture by Chinese bandits, accidental injury from harpoons, submarine collisions, runaway camels, falling pyramids, stratosphere sickness, and double indemnity for being bitten by a Mediterranean fruit fly.
Imagine that, Molly, all for 45 cents. I wanted a clause in there to cover us against being knocked out by the Sunday paper. That would have been another 10 cents a week.
Well, oh, that's wonderful. Does it protect us against getting our fingers pinched in the encyclopedia?
No, madam, that would require a physical examination.
Shall I give him the 45 cents, Molly?
Sure, give it to him. Then run out and round up a couple of Mediterranean fruit flies. Hungry ones, mind you.
Here you are, Bud, 45 cents.
Oh, thanks. You'll never regret this, folks. Why, just last week, one of our policyholders, a bellboy, collected $9.32 for getting his left ear caught in a keyhole.
Well, I suppose if there'd have been twin beds in the room, he'd have got double indemnity. Well, good day to you, sir.
You don't think I was wrong taking out that policy, do you, Molly?
Oh, no, McGee. It was a lovely stroke of business. In fact, we can put in a claim right away.
Huh? Claim on what?
Capture by Chinese bandits.
Huh?
Look at this laundry bin.
Oh, I don't think that'd work, Molly. My shirts couldn't stand a physical examination. They'd flunk the butt analysis. Don't you get it, Molly? I said they'd flunk.
It ain't funny, McGee.
Oh.
But now let's get down to business. We've got to work out the budget. I keep the books.
Well, I'll run downtown and get a set of books and a sample budget. Shouldn't cost more than $2.
I'll answer, dearie.
Okay.
79 Wistful Vista, Monty McGee speaking. To whom am I speaking with, please? Who? Mert who?
Oh, that's Bert, the telephone operator, Molly. I'll talk to her.
Oh, no, you won't.
Huh?
What was it you wanted, please? Mr. McGee is busy right now.
Oh, I am not.
He is, too. I mean, what? Oh, you'll call him later on. All right, dearie. Goodbye.
It ever so humble, there's no place like home.
McGee.
Huh?
Who's Mert?
Oh, she's just a telephone operator. I never met her. Just talked to her on the phone. Just kidded with her and stuff like that there.
I see.
Honest, Molly, don't you believe me? Wait a minute. Folks, them of you who've listened to our other shows, will you please write and tell Molly that I ain't ever seen this Mert? Tell her that I never have.
All right, McGee, let it go. I believe you.
Okay.
But now, speaking of operators, look at this telephone bill.
Huh?
$34. Can't Europe settle its own problems? Did you have to call them up and give them advice?
What you mean, Molly?
Why, we've got to cut down on using the telephone.
Okay, let's have it taken out. I'll build a little coop up on the roof and we can use carrier pigeons.
You think their cooing would help our Billy? You was always wanting to go to extremes. Now, you run down and get some bookkeeping ledgers.
Okay, I'll call a couple of taxicabs right away.
A couple of taxicabs?
Sure, I gotta come back, ain't I?
Sometimes I doubt the necessity. You take the streetcar.
Okay, but that's false economy, Molly. It's a waste of time, and time is money.
Go on now, it'll do you good to ride the streetcar and rub shoulders with the common people.
I guess you ain't rode on the streetcar lately, Molly. It ain't your shoulders that gets rubbed. I'll be back in a little while, and then we'll start. Hello, Fibber. Hello, Molly. Oh, hi, Billy.
Hello, Mr. Mills.
How would you like to hear Don Novus sing? You're the only one for me.
Oh, that would be nice. Isn't that the Irish number he sung with Ronald Coleman in Bulldog Drummond?
Yes, it is. Oh, Bulldog Drummond, eh? Well, take off his muzzle, Billy, and let him howl. I gotta run downtown and buy some bookkeeping stuff.
Well, trot along, McGee. What are you waiting for?
Ain't you gonna kiss me goodbye?
Oh, of course, dearie.
Goodbye.
Oh, are you leaving too, Billy?
No, he ain't. He's gotta stay and play for Don. Go ahead, fellas. You're the one for me.
I am a plain-spoken fella, no flowery language is mine. A little uncouth, and to tell you the truth, poetry's not in me line. saw you smile as I passed you by, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me. I caught a glimpse of a roguish eye, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me. Ah, Ford might speak of the blush in your cheek as the bloom of a rose newly born. Your voice the refrain of a song of the rain in the light of a bright April morn. I saw an angel from out the sky, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me.
Like the weather's changed.
I'll not pretend you're the first one I've courted a lassie or two. I've trifled a bit, and quite frankly admit I have kissed more than a few. I may have fibbed in me youth, but this time, believe me, I'm telling the truth. I saw you smile as I passed you by, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me. I caught a glimpse of a roguish eye, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me. Ah, Ford might speak of the blush in your cheek as the bloom of a rose newly born. Your voice the refrain of a song of the rain in the light of a bright April morn. I saw an angel from out the sky, and I said to myself, says I, there's the one, the only one for me.
I don't know, mister. Jump up and down one. Oh, yeah, that's my foot. Thanks. You're welcome.
Hey there, Johnny, did I collect your fare?
Oh, are you the conductor, old-timer? I ride for half fare, you know.
Hey?
I says I ride for half fare. This is a broadcast, and radio is still in its infancy.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But there ain't just... Hey, step four in the car, please. How was that saying, Johnny? Oh, yes. That ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it...
Excuse me, conductor, may I please have a transfer?
You won't need none, daughter. Just tell the other conductor that Joe sent you. Hey? Oh. The way I hear it, Johnny. One fella says to the other fella, he says, this Joe Louis does a lot of fighting, don't he? Yep, says t'other fella. He must get pretty tired of it. Why shouldn't he, says the first fella. To him, life is just one round of fighting. Now, let's you and me go to the next Louis fight, Johnny. If you can spare a couple of minutes.
Okay, old-timer, but I never seen anybody so intoxicated with prize fighting as you. You're practically punch-drunk right now. Hey, here's where I get off, old-timer.
Okay, Johnny. Let's get on board with your folks. One side.
Whew. I'd have been born rich. To me, a streetcar ride is just a mob scene parted in the middle. Well, what's the joke, Bud?
Oh, nothing much. I'm an artist.
You are, eh? One of your brushes tickling you?
No, I'm a modern artist. I paint those screwy-looking things, you know. They don't make any sense.
I know, but what's funny about that?
I just had an exhibition. And somebody bought one of them, the darn fool.
Well, I've always wondered which got framed the worst, the picture or the buyer. See, now, where'd be the best place to get a set of buttons?
Oh, hello there, Fibber. Where you bound?
I'm looking for a bookstore or stationery store, Harpo. Our bill's been too high, and I gotta get some books to make out a bucket.
Oh, say, that's a fine idea. I have a budget myself.
Oh, you have? You got it with you?
Sure, right here. Take a look at it.
Oh, that's very interesting. What's this item here? Entertainment, 20 cents. Gee, that must have been quite a fling.
Well, it was. The 20 cents was for car fare out to the Better Housekeeping Institute.
Oh, so that's your idea of entertainment, the Better Housekeeping Institute. Is that the only tooth you could think of?
Listen, I have a swell time out there.
Here it comes, folks.
Whenever I show them how easy it is to use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, and particularly how they can save money right now by stocking up with those special giant-sized cans with the extra third free, why, nothing's too good for me. Why, they make me fudge, or panucci, or taffy apple, or something. You can see how much that saves on meals in my budget.
Yeah, that's great. Well, why didn't you hide in the oven till morning so you could get your breakfast free, too?
Well, I tried that a couple of times, but somebody always comes along and sticks a fork in me to see if I'm done. Well, watch that budget, Fibber. Remember, the close-fisted guy of today is the open-handed guy of tomorrow. So long, pal.
Old Rockefeller Wilcox. Boy, does he budget. He saves so many pennies, the government buys up his old pockets for Indian reservations. Oh, here's a stationery store.
What can I do for you, Flytrap?
Oh, hi, Boomer. You working here?
Yes, having a special sale today on asbestos diaries for Red Hot Mamas.
Oh, I don't know any Red Hot Mamas, Boomer. All I know is smolder women.
Smolder women. That's very good, very good. Little far-fetched, but you never were any judge of distance.
Listen, Boomer, you got any ledgers in here? I'm going to start a budget.
Is that so? Fine thing, budget. Tried once myself, but I had trouble with my incidentals. Got them confused with the accessories and the miscellaneous. Well, what's the budget for, Pinchfolk? Business, household, or personal?
All three. If business ain't better in our household, my wife's going to get personal.
Ah, I see. How'd I put those budget books? I have them right here somewhere. Let me look on these shelves. Interesting lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Budgets. Here's a bottle of invisible ink for feminine correspondence. Nothing a girl cherishes like an old faded love letter. Roll of blotting paper. Ever make a study of blotting paper? Very absorbing.
Come on, let's see a budget.
Oh, yes, certainly. Must have one here someplace. Let's see now. Here's some gold points for fountain pens. Snobby little nibs, aren't they? I'll take a handful. Might want to have a tooth filled. What's this? Package of paper. Wonder how it got so dirty.
That's carbon paper.
Oh, so it is. Thought for a minute it was brunette stationery for blackmailing. Here's an old computing machine. Might use that in your broadcast to add your libs. Well, imagine this. I found the budget book. Very good one, too. Yours for only $3.
Okay, here you are. Don't wrap it up. I got to be going, Boomer.
Yes, well, so have I. Here comes the owner. Might be a trifle embarrassing to explain what I'm doing behind this counter.
Can you imagine that? And I thought he was working in there. The crook. Well, let's see what's in this budget book anyway. Husband's clothing for a year, $1,200. Hey, that's great. I ought to get a nice outfit for that.
Hey, buddy, can you spare a dime for a cup of coffee?
Wait till I look at my budget, bud. Oh, yeah, charities for a year, $350. Oh, might as well clear that up for the year. Here's $100, bud. I'll meet you here tomorrow noon and give you the other $250.
All right, but don't keep me waiting. I'm going to the races.
Okay, bud. Now, let's see. Wife's clothing for a year, $1,500. Boy, won't Molly be happy at that? This is a wonderful book. Gee, I never thought we could do it.
Well, how do you do, Mr. McGee? Oh, it's so nice to see you.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Uppington. Where are you going in such a hurry?
Oh, I must get down to the caterer's, Miss McGee. You see, I'm giving a tea, and I must get some advice about the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh.
What do you know the anchovies I bought simply refuse to respond to the curling iron.
Oh, curling the anchovies, eh? Some stuff. How do you get the toothpicks into the little sausages, Uppy? With a bow and arrow?
Oh, now, Mr. McGee, I'm afraid you're twitting me, really.
I twitted myself with that one.
Oh, and that reminds me, I'm so glad Mr. McGee has returned. Do tell her to come to my tea on Wednesday. Just a simple, homely affair. Only 60 or 70 people invited, you know.
Oh, that sounds very chummy. Where are you holding it? At home or in the ale bowl?
Nice. Oh, very amusing. The ale bowl. Oh,
Yes. I can just see some old mug in a frock coat plunging around your left end with a piece of cake. Effie, and much obliged. She'll be glad to get a free meal now on account of we're on a budget.
Oh, really? My, how fascinating. Oh, I've been through that budgeting nuisance myself, you know. Even now, I often say to myself, Abigail, you naughty girl. Not another string of pearls until next week. Well, it's so nice to have seen you again, Mr. McGee.
Not another string of pearls till next week. Wonder if she realizes how many oysters she's thrown out of work. See this budget book again. Allowance. Hello, Fibber. Started your budget yet? I just got the book, Billy. You see? And we're going to come out a lot better than we thought.
Oh, that's swell.
Yeah, for instance, according to this book, we can spend $3,600 a year for groceries. Now, our grocery bill has never been over $700 or $800 before. That's quite a saving, ain't it?
Yes, you ought to finish the year with a mighty nice little deficit.
I'll say so. And believe me, we ain't going to touch that deficit except in case of emergency.
Where are you going now?
Shopping. I'm going to buy our clothes for the whole year now and get it over with. See? This budget allows me $1,200 and Molly $1,500. That's more clothes than we ever had in our lives. That's wonderful, ain't it? And if it hadn't been for this little budget book, we'd have never been able to have done it.
Can't you wait a minute? Hear the four notes sing the Hawaiian War Chant?
No, I can't, Billy, but I got a lot of shopping to do, you know. But you go ahead and play it. Folks, the four notes sing the Hawaiian War Chant. Take it, kids.
There is an island in the blue Pacific. Those who have seen it say it is terrific. When the ladies walk along, you can hear them sing a song. Hallelujah, boy, stop a lady. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh. First you wiggle, then you stop your foot and glide away. Then you clap your hands and wiggle like you slide away. Add a little hula do with your wacky. That's how the Hawaiians go to war. Hey, la, Billy, Joey, Lua, Hoot to Dewey, Lua, eat the dough, Joey. I'm newly boy, top of lay. Now, hoo, eat the hoo, hey, la, Billy, Joey, Lua, Hoot to Lua, he takes the day away. I'm newly boy, top of lay. Now, eat the hoo, hey, la, Billy, Lua, Hoot to Lua, he takes away. I'm newly boy, top of lay. I'm newly boy, top of lay. That's how Hawaiians go to war. A newly boy, Tapalehi, Tapalehi, Tapalehi.
Done for the whole year now. Gee, will Molly be tickled. $1,500 worth of clothes. Well, I hope she likes her hat. Oh, hello there, little girl.
Hi, mister.
Move your tricycle and let me by, will you? I gotta get in the house. You live around here?
Sure I do, I betcha.
Where? I says, where? Where do you live?
With my mama.
Well, where does your mama live?
With Papa. We all live there.
Where? I said, oh, shucks. We're right back where we started.
Oh, have we been someplace?
No, we ain't.
Well, then how can we be back?
You could, oh, forget it. Well, what's your name, little girl?
Teeny.
Teeny. That's a cute name.
Sure it is, I betcha.
Don't you live in that house on the corner?
Oh, you mean the brown one with the brick porch?
Yes.
No. Hey, mister, you know what?
No, what? I says what?
Did you see my papa at the playground last night?
No, I didn't. What was your father doing at a kid's playground at night?
Well, I bet you he was there, I bet you.
Huh?
He said so on the telephone this morning.
He did?
Yeah. He said, boy, we sure were swinging last night, weren't we, Charlie?
Where'd you say you live, little girl?
Right over there.
Oh, in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then you're the little girl whose mom is... Hey, I got some news for you, little girl. I met somebody downtown, and they told me you just got a new little baby sister.
Oh, is she Anna?
Yes, sir. Ain't that great?
Oh, that's dandy, I bet.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go now. Give me a push, will you, mister?
Sure. Where are you going?
I'm going down to the hospital and tell Mama. She will be surprised. Goodbye, mister.
Bet her mom will be surprised, all right, but I never knew a surprise party yet that the host didn't know about long beforehand. Hey, where'd I put that budget book now? Hey, Molly, I done it. I got the budget book. And that ain't all. I done all our shopping for the whole year. Boy, is that a wonderful budget. $1,500 for your clothes, $1,200 for my clothes, charity $346.
Hold it, McGee, hold it. Calm down. Heavenly day.
Yeah, but look, Molly, look at this budget. It's marvelous.
Quiet, ignorant. There's something funny here. Let me see that book.
Okay, here. You see where it says about the charity?
McGee,
Huh?
this budget is for an income of $20,000.
Why, sure. What? It is? You mean I gotta make $20,000 this year to pay for all? Oh, well, what's the difference? I can handle it. I got the whole world ahead of me.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah.
That isn't the world in front of you, dearie.
What you mean?
You're behind the 8 ball.
Oh, no.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. And now, I want to ask a question. Haven't you noticed that at this time of year, everything in the house seems to be badly in need of a spring tonic? Floors, furniture, and woodwork are just waiting for a gleaming coat of Johnson's wax to make them beautiful as new again. Well, right now is the time to buy Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, too. By acting at once, you can get giant-sized cans of both wax and glow coat at the same price you usually pay for a pint or a pound. These giant cans contain a pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3 at no extra cost. You'll save money by taking advantage of this special sale of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Don't delay, for when these giant-sized cans are gone, there won't be any more. Ask tomorrow morning without fail for Johnson's giant-sized cans at your hardware, grocery, paint, drug, or department store.
Hey, Molly.
Yes?
Are you still, do you forgive me for making a mistake? Buying all that there silly stuff?
Oh, sure. We all make mistakes, dearie. But now after this, don't be so extravagant.
Well, I guess I have been at that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that ain't all.
What?
I got into a pretty stiff poker game the other night, too.
Oh, why, that's terrible.
I won $13.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with The Best Things in Life Are Free. When you come indoors after a walk in the sunshine, does your home look as bright and cheery as you'd like to have it? Do your floors sparkle with a lustrous polish? If not, you'd better put some Johnson's self-polishing glow coat on those floors, and on your linoleum, too. There's no hard work to it, no rubbing or fluffing. Just spread glow coat lightly over the surface, let it dry for 20 minutes, and then see the beautiful glossy polish, protecting your floors from dirt and wear. Now, there's a special sale right now on Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and Johnson's wax in giant-sized cans, containing 1/3 more than the regular size. When you buy a pint of Johnson's wax or glow coat, you get a pint and 1/3. When you buy a pound, you get a pound and 1/3, and the 1/3 is free. Now, the supply of giant sizes is limited, and they're going fast. So see your dealer the first thing tomorrow morning. Ask him for the money-saving giant-sized cans of Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Here's a pretty little scene at 79 Wistful Vista. Molly is sitting by the window darning socks. And Fibber, that human dynamo of flashing energy, is trying to reach a newspaper lying on the floor without getting out of his easy chair. Aha! He's faced it. And that, friends, is the picture we present tonight of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, congratulations.
On what?
Reading the paper about getting out of that chair.
I guess you never heard it's good for you to stretch, Molly. That's what makes cats so healthy. They're always stretching.
Oh. Well, turtles live longer and they don't stretch.
You know why turtles live so long?
Why, Mr. Bones?
On account of they got a thick shell they can duck back under if they see they stuck their neck out too far.
How do you wear your socks out so fast? Look at it.
Oh, well, they gotta wear out sometimes. Socks ain't immortal.
No, I suppose not. Well, what's in the paper, McGee?
Huh?
I said, what's the news in the paper?
I don't know, Molly.
What do you mean you don't know? Why, McGee, what's the matter, darling? Why do you look like that?
There's something the matter with me, Molly. The sight is all blurry.
Oh.
I can't make head nor tail of it. It all runs together.
Well, maybe you need glasses, dear. You been having any headaches lately?
They start talking
Well,
about it
yes,
real
I have.
soon.
I had a terrible one the morning after that party at the
All right.
club.
No.
I know, but that wasn't from any lack of glasses. You're going downtown and see a good optimist.
You mean optometrist.
I mean oculist.
Maybe you mean optician.
I mean a man who examines you for glasses, ignorant.
I don't want to wear glasses, Molly. This is just a temporary condition.
Oh, yeah? That's what my grandfather said when people stopped buying his buggy whips. You know what you got?
No.
You got a pygmatism.
You really think I have? The pygmatism is pretty bad, ain't it?
Why, it's terrible. Get your hat now. You're going downtown for some glasses.
Oh, Molly, let's wait a while. My eyes is all right if I rest them.
Now, come on, dearie. You worry me. Besides, you look real distinguished in spectacles.
Say, I bet I will at that. I'll get me a pair of the pinch nose kind with a black ribbon. People will probably think I'm a banker.
I don't care if you get them with blinkers on so they'll think you're a horse, but get them.
I wonder how you locate a good eye doctor. I'll ask information on the telephone. Hello, operator. Say, who's the best eye doctor? Oh, is that you, Mert? Mert, Molly.
Get to the point, gossip.
Hello, Mert. Say, you know a good eye doctor in town? Who? Oh, Dr. Gildersleeve, eh? Where's his office? 14th and Oak. Well, thanks, Mert. How's everything with you? What? Your cousin?
What?
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, my.
Where did it happen, Mert?
What?
Oh, Princeton, eh?
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He was a nice guy, too.
oh, my.
Well, don't take it too hard, Mert.
Oh.
And thanks for the information. So long, Mert.
What was that, McGee?
She lost her cousin in an accident.
Oh, dear.
He was a college student.
Oh, what happened?
He got swallowed by a goldfish.
I don't get it.
It was bound to happen, folks, either on this program or some other one.
And we promised we'd have no more goldfish jokes, folks.
Yep.
We hereby sign the Guppy Pledge.
Hello there, Johnny. Hello, daughter. Want your pictures took sitting on a pony?
No, we don't.
Me?
She says, no, we don't, old-timer. We don't like them trick pictures. Not since somebody's seen our wedding picture with me sitting down and Molly's hand on my shoulder.
Yeah. And they tried to book us for a ventriloquist act.
That's pretty good, kids. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, see, I can't go to the Kentucky Derby next week. Lost too much money on the horse last year. Is that so, says the other feller. Was he a favorite in the winter book? Must have been, says the first feller. He ran like he had snowshoes on. That always makes me stop and think, youngsters, when I see a 3-year-old horse make a chump out of a 40-year-old man.
The old duffer's got something there, Molly. That's the way it is with all the horses I ever bet on. If they see it's going to be a photo finish, they stop and pose. Don't you get it, Molly? I said they'd stop and pose.
Ah, it ain't funny, McGee.
Shucks, I rather liked it.
Say, listen, are you going to go down and buy you some glasses? Are you going to neglect your eyes so...
No, I'm going right away. But don't take it so serious, Molly. My eyes ain't really bad.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, then take my stone basket off your head and put your hat on.
I thought that brim seemed kind of narrow. Oh, hi, Billy. Oh, I was just leaving. Can't you wait a few minutes? I know this is going to... Oh, hi, Billy. Oh, I was just leaving. Can't you wait a few minutes? I know this is going to sing my reverie.
Oh, that's one of me favorites. Oh, I love it.
My reverie.
Oh, that's one of me favorites. Oh, I love to hear it, Mr. Mills. McGee's got to run down and get him a pair of glasses.
I didn't
Glass?
know it.
Yeah, I got a pigmentism.
Finally found it in jail.
Must have strained my eyes. I was afraid that would happen.
From
Type of those
Florida
old joke
2
books.
weeks ago.
Terrible. Oh, yeah, well, let me tell
Oh,
you.
his eyes aren't awfully good.
These eyes
Maybe
aren't
take a
too good.
shower or something?
You know what happened to him on the train going to California?
No, what was that?
Well, he had his smoke glasses on, and when he passed the mirror, he mistook himself for the porter and tipped himself $3. I never done no such a thing.
Why, of course you didn't, dearie.
No.
Not $3. Now, you run along while I listen to Mr. Nova sing.
Oh.
All right, well, see you later, Molly. So long, Billy. Take it, Don.
Our love is a dream, but in my reverie, I can see that this love was meant for me. Only a fool, never schooled in the world, fool of romance could be so cruel as you are to me. My dreams are as worthless as sin to me. Without you, life could never begin to be. So love me as I love you in my reverie. Make my dream a reality. Let's dispense with formality. Come to me in my reverie. I dream or reality? Let's dispense with formality. Come to me in my
That was beautiful, darling, beautiful. Hi, sis. I'm Mr. McGee. Is Dr. Gildersleeve in?
Yes, sir. With reference to what did you wish to see him about, sir?
He's eye doctor, ain't he?
Yes, sir.
What'd you think I wanted to see him about? Raising petunias?
Just a minute, sir. Hello, doctor. Mr. McGee is here to hear you about raising petunias.
I am not.
You're not what, sir?
A petunier. I mean, I didn't. Dad read it. It's about my eye.
Oh, correction, doctor. He changed his mind about the petunias. Now it's his eyes. Yes, doctor. Will you have a chair, sir? The doctor will see you very shortly.
Thanks. Move over a little, will you, Bud? Thanks.
Oh, that's okay, buddy.
Which doctor are you waiting to see?
Oh, none of them. They just hired me to sit here so it looked like a busy joint, see?
Well, say, you know anything about this Dr. Gildersleeve? He's a pretty good eye man, ain't he?
Oh, he's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
He treated me uncle for 15 years.
That's all.
Me uncle kept bumping into things, chairs and tables and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't even walk downstairs alone.
Oh, gee. What'd the doc find wrong with him? Nearsighted?
No, drunk.
After 15 years, huh? Oh, that's a snappy diagnosis. Good thing your uncle didn't have the 7-year itch.
Yeah. Hey, what's your trouble, buddy?
I don't know. Touch of pygmatism, I think.
You don't mean a pygmatism. You mean a sphygmism.
That's what I says, a prismatism.
Yeah.
Hey, nurse.
Yes, sir.
Can the doc do anything about black eyes?
Oh, yes, sir. We can fix them right up, sir.
That's swell. My girl's got black eyes, and I like blue ones better. I'll feather in.
Right guy. I suppose he'll be back for an eye wash because his girl gave him a dirty look.
Hey, what you laughing at, mister?
Oh, hello there, little girl.
Hi.
Yeah, you waiting to see the doctor, too?
Sure.
Nothing serious, I hope.
Sure.
Sure what? Oh, skip it. Is something wrong with your eyes? I hope you ain't been reading in bed too much.
Oh, you mean stories like Mother Goose and Jack and the Beanstalk and Little Red Riding Hood?
Yes?
No.
Oh. Well, then what is the matter with your eyes?
Oh, I bet you there's nothing the matter with them, I bet you.
Well, then what you waiting to see the doctor for?
Well, gee, mister,
Shucks, just let it go, sis.
Sure. Hey, mister, you know what?
No, what?
Oh.
I says no, what?
I got a turtle and a chicken and a puppy and a kitty. And when the doctor comes out, I'm going to have a duck, too, I bet you.
You are, huh? Is the doctor going to give you a duck?
No, but I'm going to wait till he lays an egg.
The duck?
No, the doctor. My papa says he's just an old quack. Well, maybe I'll come back tomorrow. So long, mister.
I hope this doc ain't a quack. Hey, nurse.
Yes, sir.
What's Doc Gildersleeve's first name?
Donald.
Oh, dear. I was afraid of that. I don't seem to be able to.
I tell you, Doctor, I feel like a new woman. And to think I never thought of that treatment myself. Thank you so much, Dr. Wilcox.
Dr. Wilcox?
That's quite all right, Mrs. Jones. And remember, no heavy housework. You keep on using the Johnson's Glow Coat I prescribed for your floors and linoleum. Just pour out a little and spread it around with the long-handled applier, and I promise you, you'll never have that backache again.
It's a marvelous treatment. My floors look simply wonderful. And Johnson's Glow Coat keeps floors from wearing out, too, doesn't it, Doctor?
Yes, indeed, Mrs. Jones. But we're just as much interested in keeping floors from wearing out people as we are to keep people from wearing out floors.
Listen to that guy, will you? When he was a bouncing baby, they didn't know he'd grow up into a medicine ball.
And another thing, Mrs. Jones.
Oh, there's more.
Mrs. Jones, you've been worrying too much about your budget. I'd suggest you get some of those special giant-sized cans of Johnson's Wax or Glow Coats with the extra third free before they're all gone.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Wilcox.
Don't mention it, Mrs. Jones. They're all gone.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Wilcox.
Don't mention it, Mrs. Jones.
Hey, Harpo.
Oh, hello, Fibber.
Hey, what is this? Thank you, Dr. Wilcox. Don't mention it, Mrs. Jones. Sounds like Gallagher and Sheehan in an ambulance. When did you get to be a doctor?
Oh, I'm not a regular doctor, but I run a floor clinic in this building. Dr. Wilcox, Ph.D.
Ph.D.? Oh, Doctor of Philosophy.
No, perfect housekeeping department. Well, excuse me now, pal. I've got several patients waiting.
That guy's in a different job every week. He sold Glow Coats so long, he just can't help spreading himself around.
Come back again next week, Mrs. Weedledeck, and I'll fit you for glasses.
Oh, no, you don't, Sonny. No glasses for me. No, sir.
What's the matter, Grandma? You ain't too vain to wear spectacles, are you?
No, Shorty, but why should I wear them? I've seen everything.
Merry old soul, but a little run down. You ready to see me, Doc? I'm in a kind of a hurry.
Oh, I certainly. Come in, Mr. McGee.
Okay, Bud.
Now then, just what seems to be the trouble?
Well, I got a pygmatism or something. I tried to read a newspaper this morning, and the type got all blurry and run together.
Is that so? Probably a slight conjunctivitis of the inferior corona. Close your eyes tight.
Okay.
You see anything?
No, what's going on?
Very interesting.
Keep going in and out. Yeah.
Any history of eye trouble in your family?
Only my cousin Sanford. Blondes made him wink.
Oh, yes. Well-known disease. We call it peroxidus flirtatious. One usually outgrows it, though. Now, just sit here a moment while I adjust the pupillometer. Steady now. Oh, splendid.
What is it?
They turned on my current again. Somebody must have paid my light bill. Now, while I hold my hand over your left eye, McGee, you read the top line on that chart over there. Ready? What does it say?
It says MKNPGXVT.
Very good. Now the other eye. Read the same line.
MKNPGXVT. Oh, boy, my eyes are worse than I thought. I read it twice, and it still don't make sense.
Yeah. That's very good, yeah. Or is it? Now, try these spectacles on for size, McGee. That's it. How's that?
Oh, say, these are wonderful, Doc. I can see just as plain.
Is that so? Those are just the frames. I haven't put the lenses in yet. Now, try these lenses, McGee. Left lens and right lens. Now then. Better?
Oh, great. How much I owe you, Doc?
$25.
And well worth it, too. Here you are.
Thank you. Come in again next week, McGee, and we'll check your reaction.
Okay, Doc. Boy, these are wonderful glasses. Why, I can see a guy out the window there, and, why, it looks like I could just reach right out and touch him.
Yeah, you can. That's the window washer, yeah. Good day, McGee.
Where you can lose your blues. Oh, come along with me down Mississippi. We'll take a boat to the land of dreams. Steam down the river down to New Orleans, and there meet us. Old friends greet us. Then dark and night folks meet. Heaven on earth, they call it Basement Street. Basement Street is the street where the elite always meet in New Orleans, land of dreams. You never know how nice it seems just to be there with me. We're welcome free. Yes, sirree, where I can look. My Basement Street blues. Oh, that's the street, yeah, it's the street where light and dark folks always meet. Oh, wow. Oh, Basement Street, yeah, that's the street where the elite you'll always meet. Oh, wow. with me. Down Mississippi, we'll take boats to the land of green. Keep on Fibber, New Orleans. Playing to be done. Playing to be done. That's where the black and light go sweet. Take all the Mason Street. Mason Street, Mason Street. It's the street where folks don't meet, where you can lose the blues. The blues. Lose your blues on Mason Street.
Hey, going, kid. Smoked out at the corner singing the Mason Street Blues. Boy, are these spectacles wonderful. Probably changed my whole appearance, too. I bet nobody recognizes me in these blues.
Oh, how do you do? Oh, lovely day, isn't it?
Oh, hi, Uppy. Yes, it is now, but it was kind of bad for a while when I thought my eyes were going down. I gotta wear these glasses.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I could wear them myself, you know. But I think it ages a girl, too, don't you?
Age a lot faster if you can't see where you're going, Uppy. Besides, I seen you at the theater the other night with glasses. You had them on a little stick.
Oh, yes, my lorgnette.
Oh, what's the idea of the handle off? Your nose tender?
Please, Miss McGee, that is ridiculous.
That's just what I told Molly. I said, Molly, get a load of us. She's got her teethers on silk.
Well, Horatio thinks they're very distinguished. And, of course, they are quite de rigueur at the theater.
What?
Quite de rigueur.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. They always fog up when you come into a warm place from outside. Why, sure. Well, when mine do that, I just wipe them off on the side of my pants, and I don't know why you can't do that. I said, when you get married to Boomer, Uppy?
Oh, yes. I'm going to be married in June, Miss McGee. I am such a happy girl. Just counting the golden days as they slip by. Isn't it wonderful to be in love and watch the unfolding of another person's character under the gentle influence of tender emotion?
Don't tell me Boomer's character is unfolding. I'd like to see that. I'll bet even when it's completely unfurled, you can still tuck it in the back of a small wristwatch.
Oh, but really, he has a beautiful character, Mr. McGee.
You do so?
Yes, oh yes. Now, for instance, I discovered him reading a little booklet the other day on the prevention of cruelty to animals. Oh, I was so pleased, really.
What was the name of the book, Uppy?
Let me see. Oh, yes. It was called You Can't Beat the Ponies. Just as if anyone would want to beat a dear little pony. But you see, Mr. McGee, it's just those little things which make me so sure of Horatio. Or do you think I'm being just a silly girl? Oh, well, it's so nice to see you, Mr. McGee. Goodbye.
So long, Uppy. You can't beat the ponies. Old Uppy may belong to the upper crust, but she's beginning to crumble. Boy, are these glasses wonderful. I'll have to hurry in and show them out. Hey, Molly, I done it. Look.
Oh, they're nice, aren't they? Can you see good through?
Well, where's that newspaper I was trying to read this morning?
Right where you're through it, Curtis. Under the chin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now I can really read it. Boy, is this going to be a pleasure.
Come in.
Oh, hello there, Snoopy. Hello, Fisher. How's everything? Well, for script sake, Fisher, when are you starting in to be wearing spectacles?
Spectacles, Nick. I just got them. Pretty doggy, eh?
Yes, his eyes were getting a little weak, Mr. DePopulis. They look nice on him, don't they? Kind of distinguished.
Oh, sure. As a matter of fact, I was saying to somebody last night that if anybody should be extinguished, it is my friend Fisher.
You mean distinguished, Nick. Extinguished means to get put out.
Well, for once, yes, I know what I'm talking about then, if I know what you mean. But I'll be kidding over on one side, Fisher. Those spectacles are very big-going to you.
Be going. Oh, you mean becoming, Mr. DePopulis.
Well, going or coming, Choopy, there's the notch, I'm thinking.
I can read with them.
Well, speaking of
of newspapers, Scissors. Good
Now,
evening.
wait a minute, Nick. Wait till I try these glasses on this small tire.
Yes, but Scissors.
Oh, McGee, what's the matter?
Molly, I still can't read. The type still runs all together.
Oh, well, you got the wrong glasses then.
That's ratted anyway, and I thought I was all set. Why, look, it even makes me dizzy to look at the headline.
But listen, if you're letting me get an edge in wordways...
Well, what is it, Mr. DePopulis?
That is the newspaper I'm reading here by mistake last night.
Well, what of it?
That's a Greek newspaper.
What?
A Greek newspaper?
Heavenly days.
Then I don't need glasses? Am I out? Oh, sure.
Just don't know. I couldn't tell. It sounded like it ran out. Then it was shut up by malfunction.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. And now, may we say this. It's music to the ears of any woman to hear compliments on her housekeeping ability. And if you want your friends to say nice things about your home, here's what to do. Give your furniture, your floors, and your woodwork a sleek, satiny polish with genuine Johnson's wax. This real wax brings out the beauty of the wood, keeps everything spick and span, cuts dusting in half. Millions of thrifty housewives are buying a supply of Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat during the special sale of giant-sized cans, now in progress. These giant sizes contain a pint and 1/3, or a pound and 1/3 for the price of only a pint or a pound. Now, don't miss this special sale. These giant sizes won't be available much longer, so be sure to buy Johnson's wax and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat tomorrow in the giant-sized can.
Folks, we want to extend our congratulations and best wishes to the Johnson Wax people in Racine, Wisconsin, who this week opened their beautiful new office building designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. And it's the most modern and unique building of its kind in the world.
Indeed it is. And if you're touring around this summer, folks, why, they'd be glad to have you drop in and look it over. It's well worth a visit.
Yeah, and while you're there, if you should happen to remember that you need some glow coat or some furniture polish.
McGee.
Huh? Oh, good night.
Good night, all.
Ladies and gentlemen, if the community in which you live does not observe daylight saving time, Fibber McGee and Molly will come to you 1 hour earlier beginning next week. Please consult your local newspaper for time and station. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat at Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is the National Broadcasting. Message for every car owner. Throughout the world, scientists are constantly striving to develop new products that will cut down work, make our lives easier and more pleasant. Recently came great news from the famous Johnson's Wax Laboratories, home of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Another new labor-saving product has been perfected, a double-action cleaner and polish for automobiles. Its name is Carnu, C-A-R-N-U. Carnu does two things at once, quickly cleans and at the same time polishes your car in one easy operation. Now think what this means to you. It means that now you can give your car a beautiful glossy wax luster in less time than you used to spend on the cleaning process alone. Carnu is a remarkable liquid which quickly dries to a white powder. Wipe off the powder and off comes the old fogginess and stain as if by magic. No hard rubbing, no danger of harm to the finish. Now stand back and take a look at the dazzling showroom polish. Your family won't believe their eyes when they see the bright, sparkling wax sheen. You can buy Johnson's Carnu at filling stations, auto supply stores, and at your regular wax dealers. Get a can right away. Let Carnu do a double job. Let it clean and wax polish your car with one simple application. And then you'll join thousands of proud car owners who enthusiastically say your car looks like new when you use Car New. Don't Be a Wallflower Zither Corporation has finally delivered Fibber's instrument. We almost said musical instrument, but we've heard him practicing on it. And here on the back porch at 79 Wistful Vista, speculating on the non-arrival of the promised 10 easy lessons, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
I wonder what happened to them 10 lessons they were going to send with this thing. Ain't this a beautiful instrument?
I like a piano better.
Well, piano's all right, but it's a little hard to manage in a canoe.
Say, why don't you play something, McGee? Try the Three Little Fishes.
Oh, I can't. I don't know how to play boom, boom, jim, datum, wadum on a zither.
You know what my favorite song would be on that hangnail harpsichord?
No, what?
I get along without you very well.
Say, how about Little Sirocco?
Oh, that's a cute number.
That sounds good.
Little Sirocco, how do you do? Hello.
McGee,
What's the matter?
look at your garden.
Huh?
The neighbor's chickens are in there again.
What? Why, those two-legged beat bandits? I'll show them. Here, hold this zither.
Get out of there, you jackrabbit.
I got to learn that guy next door to keep his chickens at home.
You mean teach him?
Sure. I'll teach him to learn them chickens whose garden this is.
Oh, calm yourself, McGee.
Okay, hand me my zither. You know what I'm going to do, Molly? I'm going to write my own music. I can knock out some of them tricky modern things. Got one in mind already. I'm going to call it, I Wrote You a Love Letter in Invisible Ink because I can't see you for dust.
Well, that's very sweet, dearie. And maybe you could pound out a little lullaby and call it, Baby Couldn't Wait for the Sandman, so we didn't wash the spinach. Oh, yoo-hoo, Mr. Wilcox. There's Mr. Wilcox in his car.
Hello, folks. Going to be home a little later?
Yes, we are, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, come on over, Harpo. I want you to see my beautiful zither.
I've met your sister, and take that gum out of your mouth. I'll be back a little later, folks. Got to go home and polish my car.
Yeah. Harpo's coming over. I wish I had my lessons here. I'd like to surprise him with a good rug cut and swing number on the zither.
Does Mr. Wilcox like swing music? He's always so busy selling wax, I didn't think he had time for it.
That's why he likes it. He's a glitter bug. Say, well, I get to play this zither good, Molly. I'll bet I'll be invited out every place.
Why, sure you will, dearie. Every place you show up with that zither, you'll be invited out, but quick.
Oh, yeah? Well, get a load of this tone quality. Ain't that heavenly?
Heavenly. You've got your directions mixed. But now, don't let me discourage you.
Oh, you ain't discouraging me, Molly. Though I can't honestly say you're pouring no kerosene on the flames of my genius.
Well, have your fun, dearie. I've got to go in and finish mixing the cake. And keep an eye on those chickens now.
Okay. Wouldn't care how many of my vegetables them chickens ate if they'd lay an egg in our yard now and then. Like a bunch of foreigners that come over here and make a lot of dough and then take it back to the old country.
Little Sirocco, how do you do? Hello. Oh, do, 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 do.
girl. I didn't see you come up on the porch.
I know you didn't, I bet you. What you doing, mister?
Practicing my music.
Hmm?
I says I'm practicing my music. Always remember that to be an expert at anything, you got to practice. And when you're an expert, people have to pay for what you do.
Oh. Well, these people don't pay my grandpa, and he's practiced a long time, I bet you.
Oh. Practice what? Zither?
No medicine.
Oh. Well, that's different.
Oh. Hmm?
You says I meant... Oh, skip it. What's the matter, little girl? What you looking at?
Did somebody run over your mandolin?
It ain't a mandolin, it's a zither. All zithers is flat-chested like this. Here, you want me to play it for you?
No.
Oh, you like it when you hear it.
I bet you I won't, I bet you.
I bet you will. Here, listen.
Oh. Wow.
I am a little out of practice, sis, but I used to be quite a musician. Why, back in 1914, all the songwriters used to come to me for help because they knew that they could depend on me to give an old tune a new twist. Tune Twister McGee, I was known as in them days. Tune Twister McGee, the Titanic talent that taught Toscanini to tremble timidly when I took the time, toil, and trouble to tear off a tender two-step, tossing off toe-tapping tunes to tease and tickle the twinkling tootsies of teeth and squirts, tantalizing the testy tune-smiths of Tin Pan Alley with my torrid tropical tempos, and counted as a typical tip-top tone tycoon from tiscuits and taskets and tripe that's new to tarantellers tried and true.
Are you the old windbag?
Yeah.
I bet you I've heard you say stuff like that on the radio, I bet you.
Oh, you have, huh?
Hmm?
So you've heard me on the radio, huh? Eh?
Sure. My papa listens all the time to you.
Oh, he does, huh? That's swell. What does your papa think of me?
Well, he thinks you deserve a nice pat on the head. Well, he thinks you deserve a nice pat on the head. Nice pat on the head.
Nice pat on the head, huh?
Yeah, he runs a pile driver. Well, come on.
It is
was Donald Novus singing Our Love. That was swell, too, Donald.
I think so, too, Mr. Novus.
Thanks, Molly. I see Fibber finally got his zither.
Yeah. He's got an artistic soul, Mr. Novus. He wants to express himself.
He'll get a lot of support in that idea. You crate him up, and I'll pay the express. Well, I'll see you later, folks.
What is this, Molly? Can't a guy have a hobby without being a social outcast?
Why, certainly, but why didn't you take up something constructive?
Such as which?
Well, piling matches up on beer bottles. 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 Or balancing a straw on your nose or something really useful.
What's more useful than the knowledge of music? Why, listen to this.
Little Sir Echo, how do you do? Hello.
Hello there, Johnny. Good day, daughter. You want to buy some soap? Only got to sell 72 more bars today, and I'll win a magic lantern.
No, thank you, little Sir Echo. I guess not.
Hey?
She said no, we don't want any soap. Besides, you want to be careful of them magic lanterns. They're kind of dangerous.
Why are they, dearie?
Well, I had one once, but the only slide I had for it was a view of Niagara Falls, and I threw that on the wall so often the plaster all come off.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says to the other feller, say, I see where a couple of kidnappers in California tied up a big publisher and carried him away. Is that so, says t'other feller. How did they treat him? Well, says the first feller, speaking as a book expert, he says he didn't care for their bold-faced type, but they certainly gave him a nice binding. Well, it's just as well he didn't take any soap, kids. It ain't much good. Shaved with it this morning, and it dissolved 2 razor blades.
Buying soap salesman here.
Yeah, that'd probably be pretty good laundry soap if you had a nice, dirty 3-story laundry you wanted washed.
Oh, well, the poor fella did. Oh, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Foxy.
What you doing here, Harpo? If you was real loyal to our sponsor, you'd be home polishing up that car of yours.
Oh, I've got that all done.
What, already?
Sure. I just used that new Johnson product, Car New, and it's marvelous. Cleans and wax polishes your car in one operation.
Is that so? Tell us about your operation, Mr. Wilcox.
All right. You simply apply Car New all over the clean surface of your car, allow it to dry to a powder, wipe off the powder, and there's your car with a beautiful wax polish.
Well, heavenly days, as easy as that?
As easy as that. Why, Car New is as sensational a product for auto polishing as Glow Coat is for floors and linoleum. Oh, say, that's a nice bunch of chickens you've got there.
Oh, my gosh, they're in again.
Hey, get out of there! One hole!
Oh, those chickens belong next door, eh?
And they're very crafty, too, Mr. Wilcox. They have to plot to come over here and get fed so they can go back home and plot a hatch.
Well, it'd sure be a shame to ruin that beautiful garden. I'm afraid I stepped in it coming through the yard. You mind if I use your foot scraper?
Hey, lay off of that. That ain't a foot scraper. That's my zither.
Well, pick it up off the floor, dearie.
You can't expect me to chase chickens with a zither under my arm, can you?
No, you never will get them out if they see a musical instrument like that. Chickens love corn. Well, so long, folks.
Chickens love corn. Well, what else? I hear the only vegetable Harpo will eat is wax beans.
Little Sir Echo, how do you do? Hello.
Hey, Molly. What comes after hello?
How are you?
Fine, thanks. How's it? No, that ain't what I meant.
Oh, dear, look, McGee, here comes Mrs. Uppington. Look at the way she holds her nose up in the air. She'd be a good judge of the air race. Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. McGee? And Mr. McGee?
Hi, Uppy.
I just popped in to protest in a quiet sort of way, you know, about the noise in this neighborhood. Why, that poetry and that horrible jangling. Really, it's lowering the tune of the whole neighborhood.
Well, you got us wrong, Uppy. Them chickens don't belong to us.
Yeah, that jangling noise was McGee playing his zither.
Yeah.
His zither? Well, what on earth is a zipper?
Why, this is a zither up here. We do all right accidentally. And believe me, you get some wonderful music out of a little dingus like this.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I think they got all the music out of this one before they sent it to McGee.
Oh, my really? Pretty looking instrument, isn't it? How does one hold it?
Like a cat, Mrs. Upton. Like a cat. It sits on your lap, and when you stroke it, it makes funny noises.
Oh, well, at least I am relieved to know that those are not your chickens. Oh, my, such noisy creatures.
Well, even a chicken is entitled to a voice in its own affairs, Uppy. And it's something to crow about when you can have a blessed event every day in the year.
Reminds me, my poultryman brought me some fresh eggs last Sunday, but I didn't accept them. I just couldn't really. I said, oh no, I said, give them back to the hens, poultryman, I said. After all, you know, this is Mother's Day. Well, I'm so sorry if I've upset you all. I'm sorry.
Isn't she silly, McGee? Sending the eggs back to the hens because it was Mother's Day.
Yeah, I bet she saves all her pop bottles and sends them back on Father's Day. This thing has got more strings to it than a jip accident policy.
Little Sir Echo, how do you do? Hello.
Go! Tag with them squawking egg factories, Molly. I'm going next door and tell that guy off.
Well, now, be diplomatic, dearie. Remember, it's easier to get good vegetables than it is good neighbors.
Well.
And besides, the chickens don't know what they're doing.
Well, they may be dumb fucks at home, but they certainly know their vegetables over here. Here, take the zither, Molly. Take the cue, Billy.
Way down yonder in New Orleans, in the land of dreamy sea, there's a Garden of Eden, BBC. There's a Garden of Eden, that's what I need, oh, that's what I need, oh, Creole things with flashing eyes, soft with tender sighs, stop, oh, won't you get your lady fair, a little smile, stop, you bet your life you linger there a little while, there is heaven right here on earth, with beautiful queens, way down yonder in New Orleans. Way down yonder, New Orleans, in the land of dreamy sea, there's a Garden of Eden, that's just what I need. Creole babe with flashing eyes, softly whisper with a tender sigh, stop, 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 give your baby a smile, stop, 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 linger a while, there is heaven right here on earth, with those beautiful queens, way down yonder in New Orleans. New Orleans, way down yonder in New Orleans, in the land of dreams. Creole babies with flashing eyes, that's what I mean. Oh, there is heaven, heaven right here on earth, with those beautiful queens. Way down yonder, down in New Orleans. Down south in the land of dreams, down south in New Orleans, way down yonder in New Orleans.
That was the four-note singing way down yonder in New Orleans. A little southern dish they cooked up and served hot. Very tasty, kids. Well, I hope this guy's home. I don't know why a chicken crosses the road, but if them hens of his cross my path once more, I'm going to...
Yes?
Oh, hi, Bud. You the fellow that lives next door?
No, I live right here.
Oh, yeah. This is next door, ain't it?
No, next door is over there. Mr. McGee lives there.
I seem to have got off to a wrong start, Bud. I'm Mr. McGee.
Yeah, that is a wrong start from what I've heard. What can I do for you, Mr. McGee?
Well, I can tell you in words of one syllable. You can keep your hands at home. I ain't running no cackleberry relief project.
I believe I get the idea, Mr. McGee. You want me to keep my chickens out of your garden.
But you catch on quicker than lint on a blue serge suit. If you don't keep your chickens at home, they'll wind up in a fricassee. Or we'll wind up in a fricassee.
Yes, I'm see. I'm sure you won't be bothered with them anymore. It seems that backyard of yours is always the scene of some kind of excitement.
What do you mean, Bud?
Why, hadn't you heard? Why, the fellow who lived there before you did used to bury large sums of money out there.
Huh?
But after he moved, why, no one was ever able to find anything.
Oh, well, you know how these things spread, Bud. Neighbors will talk. I knew a guy that built a bird bath in his backyard, and the neighbors complained because he didn't have a seagull for a lifeguard. Well, much obliged, neighbor. Have a cigar?
Thank you, I have one.
You got two? Thanks. I'll drop in some night and play you a zither solo.
Oh, splendid. I'll have the executive of my estate put a music rack on my tombstone for you.
What's that for, Bud?
That's the only way you'll ever play me a zither solo over my dead body. Good day, McGee.
Well, I guess I got that settled. As I always say, if you'll just take a reasonable altitude with people, you'll never have a come down.
Well, hello there, Fizzer. What is this I'm hearing about you sitting on your piazza practicing on the musical instrument pipe?
Yeah, I bought me a zither, Nick.
Is that so?
Yeah.
If I'm not being too inquisitive, how do you play a zipper? Do you blow into it like a piccalilli or hit it with a stick like a zilla telephone?
Xylophone, Nick, not Zilla telephone.
It's an actual mistake, Fizzer. You hear so many wrong numbers on both of them.
I had to give up my zither practice for today because I had to keep chasing the neighbor's chickens out of the yard.
I don't mean to tell you. That is reminding me of the cute little stories I'm reading in a book last night, which is being known by the name of The Moose Which Is Laying a Golden Egg.
That wasn't a moose, that was a goose. Moose is a kind of a deer.
Well, anything that is laying a golden egg would be kind of a deal to me, I'm thinking. But the plot of the story, Fizzer, is very excruciating. It seems that once upon a time, way back when it was quite a while ago...
Never mind, Nick. I'm familiar with the story.
Well, be that as it may, June or July, in this story there is a man who is doing a good turn to a fairy princess, which he is not having any right to do because he is not a Boy Scout in the first place, and a fairy princess doesn't need somebody to do me a good turn in the third place. I don't know who came in the second place. I didn't have any money on it anyway. Well, sir?
I know the story, Nick. The fairy princess gave him the goose to take home as a reward, and every day it would lay a golden egg.
Sure. Well, sir, the man who is having this fowl is being so greedy that he can't wait till day after day to get one egg at a time. So he's killing the goose, thinking it is full of golden eggs. And what is happening but nothing?
And then he didn't have either goose or egg.
Precisely. And the moral of the story is being, if somebody gives you the bird, you want to make something of it? Come on, sir.
That guy's main foible is feeble fables. Well, now maybe I can get back to my zither practice. I hope little Sir Echo ain't been lonesome for me while I've been gone.
Oh, you back, McGee?
Yeah, say, that's a kind of a nice guy next door. Told me an interesting thing about our backyard.
Well, between him and his chickens, they certainly dig up the dirt, don't they? What did he tell you, dearie?
He said some old guy used to live in this house, used to bury money out in the backyard.
Heavenly days, money.
Yeah, but they tried looking for it, and nobody ever found nothing. The guy was, he's probably just digging fish worms. What's the matter, Mom?
McGee, have you noticed that those chickens were all scratching away at one certain spot in the garden?
Sure, but that don't mean nothing. Chickens always dig where the dirt's loose.
Well, why is the dirt loose, McGee? Somebody's been digging there before.
Say, maybe you have something there, Molly.
Well, it's worth a try.
Hot dog, wouldn't it be wonderful if we found... Why, the guy might have buried him in it. Hand me that shovel, Molly. I'm going out and look.
Here you are, McGee.
I'll be back in a minute, Molly, and let you know.
Oh, heavenly days. McGee, what'd you do?
I tripped on my zither. Look at it. It's ruined.
Well, I'm sorry, dearie, but after all, there may be enough money buried out there to buy you 1,000 zitters. Heaven forbid.
I almost forgot that. Where were them chickens scratching, Molly? Right here?
Over a little to the left. That's it. Right there. Now get busy.
Okay, here she goes. Hot dog. I struck something.
Well, don't stand there trembling. Dig it out.
I am. It ain't very, very deep. There it is. Oh, it's a wooden box.
Oh, McGee, I'm so excited. Is it heavy?
Oh, it must be paper money.
Let me open it.
Oh,
What is it, Molly? What is it?
Heavenly days, McGee. It's a moldy old star.
Hot dog, a jar. Buried treasure?
No.
Huh?
How the maiden zither in 10 easy lessons.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a moment. And now may I have your attention? School will soon be out, and your children will be trooping through the house, bringing in a lot of extra dirt and grime. Now is the time to protect your floors, furniture, and woodwork with a gleaming shield of Johnson's wax. To save them from the punishment they'll get, gleaming shield of Johnson's wax. To save them from the punishment they'll get this summer. You'll be amazed to find how much cleaner your rooms will stay after you've given your windowsills, tabletops, and floors a dirt-resisting wax polish. Your home will have bright new charm, for dust can't cling to the beautiful satiny wax luster. There's a big sale right now of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat in special giant-sized cans containing 1/3 more than the regular amount. These giant cans don't cost a penny extra. You pay for only a pint or a pound, and you get a pint and 1/3 or a pound and 1/3. Now, these giant sizes are going fast. When they're gone, there won't be any more. So ask your dealer the first thing tomorrow morning for Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat and Johnson's Wax in the money-saving giant-sized can.
No, Molly, I'm just sick about busting my zither, Molly.
Well, I am too, dearie, but I was getting a little tired of hearing you tunk away at it.
What do you mean, tunk? A zither don't tunk.
Well, what does it do?
Confidentially, it stinks. Good night.
Good night, all.
Speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, inviting you all to join us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program. Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly, with Donald Novis, the Four Notes, and Billy Mills Orchestra. The show opens with Rise and Shine. Product is introduced on the market. The washing machine, the vacuum cleaner, soap chips, ready-mixed flours, and then glow coat, the labor-saving, no-rubbing polish for floors. Now the makers of Johnson's Wax announce a new labor-saving product that has been badly needed. A polish for automobiles that does a double job. Its name is Johnson's Carnu, spelled C-A-R-N-U. Johnson's Carnu does two things at once. Both cleans and wax polishes your car in one simple, easy operation. Doesn't that sound like an improvement over the old-fashioned cleaning and waxing job? Well, it certainly is. Because Johnson's Carnu saves you both time and hard work. This new double-duty polish is a liquid that goes on quickly, dries to a powder, and comes off quickly, leaving your car with a lustrous wax sheen. Surely it's worth an hour of your time to give your family the thrill of having a new-looking car to ride in. So get a can of Johnson's Carnu today at your filling station, garage, auto supply store, or your regular wax dealer. Do the double job of cleaning and waxing in one easy operation. And you'll say with thousands of other car owners, your car looks like new when you use Carnu. Spring clearance sale of hats at the Bonton department store. So Molly has left Fibber to finish his breakfast alone. And here in the living room at 79 Wistful Vista, with the morning paper in his left hand and a saucer of coffee in his right, we find the, quote, master, unquote, of 79 Wistful Vista, Fibber McGee.
United States cruisers Quincy, San Francisco, and Tuscaloosa arrive in South America on Goodwill tour. Why they always send battleships on the Goodwill tour? It's like sending Boris Karloff to deliver your Valentine. Come in.
Is this the resident? Does Fibber McGee live here?
You bet, Bud. I'm Fibber McGee.
Okay, here's a cable. Here's a wire for your wife.
Oh, a wire for Molly, huh? Wonder who this is from.
Search me. I never see the interior. All I see is the outside.
Where do I sign, Bud? Right here?
No, on the fourth line from the on the fourth line from the. Oh, sign it any place.
Okay, Bud. How do you like working as a telegraph messenger, Bud?
Oh, it's quite congenial. It's not bad. The hardest part of it is when they ask me to sing a birthday greeting over the telephone. Boy, is that tough.
That guy ought to be good at singing sentimental messages over the phone. He's got a nice catch in his throat. I ought to open up his telegram. Hope that ain't that messenger again. I was hoping he wouldn't notice I didn't give him a tip. Come in.
Hello, Mr. McGee. We bring him back Sunday. Mango hoodie, $2.40, please.
Okay, Gooey Pooey, here you are.
Oh, thank you very much.
By the way, Gooey Pooey, what do you do with all the money you make?
It's very expensive for keeping his son in the college.
Oh, I see.
When it's not much longer, our son, he graduates from Colgate in June.
Oh, that's so. Graduates from Colgate, eh? Fine. Did he make any of the teams?
He tried very hard for making football, basketball, track team, and rowing on crew.
Rowing on crew. Oh, you mean rowing on the crew?
Yeah.
Didn't he make any of them, Gooey?
Oh, no, he studied too hard, you see. All the muscles in the brains, no brains in the muscles.
Oh, that's tough. Too bad, though, he couldn't win his letter after 4 years at Colgate.
That's what he said, too. Yeah, he said, long time, no see. Goodbye now.
Takes a guy with a happy faculty of winning football games to make the faculty happy. Don't you get it, Molly? I said, oh, she ain't here, is she? That's rather if every knock the boots, I ought to be higher than a kite. Oh, hi, little girl. What's on your mind? I said, what's on your mind? What do you want?
Will you please tell me a story? Will you please?
Oh, go on, Peter. I ain't got time to tell you a story. Why don't you go on home and ask your mama to tell you a story?
Well, you got miles, my baby.
Yeah? What gave you that idea?
Well, gee, my mom said you're the biggest storyteller she ever knew.
She did, eh? I said, what's your... I mean, she don't... All right, I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears.
I bet you've heard that one a bit.
Yeah, eh? You just wait till I get to the part where Goldilocks comes in. That's the love interest. Bear meets girl. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears, and their names was Lincoln, Blinkin, and Knox. And...
That's that old Hollywood stuff, I bet you.
That's quit interrupting me, will you? What's Lincoln and Blinkin and Knox got to do with Hollywood anyhow?
Well, I asked my papa who Lincoln, Blinkin, and Knox was, and he said it was 2 producers and a yes man.
Well, we don't seem to be getting any place, sis.
Yes.
Huh? If you know so much more about my stories than I do, go on out and sit on the porch and tell yourself one.
I bet you I can, I bet you.
You can't tell yourself a story?
No, I can't sit down.
Why not?
Hmm?
I said, why can't you sit down?
I got spanked.
Oh. Well, that's the best news I heard. Who spanked you and what for?
My papa. Because I got bad marks in spelling, I bet you.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yes. My papa promised me a bicycle if I got good marks in spelling, but gee, am I lousy.
You shouldn't have all the fun like that, kid. Besides, if your papa promised you a bicycle, you should have studied harder.
I couldn't. I've been too busy.
Busy doing what?
Learning to ride a bicycle. What's wrong with you?
You have on, Molly? It's beautiful.
Hey, I think so too, Molly. That's what I call a hat. Makes you look 10 years younger.
20 years.
30 years.
Who'll make it for
40.
No!